What's up everyone, my name is Mike Will at m.visuals. In this week's video, I'm going to be taking out the Sony 20-70 f4 lens and testing it from 20 right through to 70, but also looking at how much difference does it really make having this extra 4mm for a more traditional 24-70. Now the first thing that I noticed was the size and weight of this lens. Look how small that bad boy is. So comparing the size and weight of these three lenses in front of me right now, you can really see how much smaller the f4 20-70 really is compared to the f2.8 Mark II 24-70 and then the 24-70 Mark I. Now these two are heavier than the 20-70, but again, obviously you're getting a different build quality as well because these are GM lenses and this is a G lens. Few things to notice as well for this lens. So that's a custom, you can have that to like center lock or eye autofocus or whatever you want. On the front here is your focus ring for manual focus. Feels quite nice as well. And then obviously you've got a lock here if you want to lock this ring. And then lastly, you've got a manual focus AF, MF switch. It's definitely an upgrade from the usual G lenses, and the build quality in my hand off the bat feels great. Also, what you get in the box, you get a little carry bag as well as a lens hood. So the ring thread is 72 and it's supposedly moisture and dust resistant, but I would never want to test that out on a lens that's not mine. So let's get straight into it. We're gonna head out into a few locations in London and test out the Sony 20-70 f4 lens. And the camera body we're gonna be using today is the Sony a7R5. And if you haven't noticed already, I have a brand new setup here in London, which I'll be showing you guys in the next few videos. For now, let's get straight out and shoot. So first up, we're gonna be shooting some symmetry with this lens. We're at this awesome tunnel here, and I love to shoot symmetry at an ultra wide angle, so we're gonna see how much difference that extra 4mm makes. We're gonna run all the way through from 20, 24, 28, 35, 50, 70, all the way through as well. And then we're gonna put a model in frame as well after to shoot that. So lots of different tests for this lens, and they're all going to be shot at f4. We're starting off at 20. So we're now going to put a model in frame, and again we're going to shoot all the way from 20 to 70 and see how that looks. So we're also going to use this leading line here, and then Simone, the model, is in frame there as well. That looks awesome. So that's at 20. Oh my goodness, one-handed. That looks sick. Oh, I love that. So we're on the London Underground. There's a really nice sort of symmetrical stairway there, but it's very loud. So I'm talking here. We're going to put some dope music, courtesy of Artlist, on right now. So we're on the move, we're now at St. Paul's. We're going to be shooting at St. Paul's. We're going to go off the lift. We're going to be kind of just seeing how it all looks, shooting anything from 20 to 70. So there's a nice reflection here. We're going to shoot that at St. Paul's, and then we're going to test out the depth. Now being an f4 lens, it doesn't have quite as much depth as the 2.8 of this, obviously the 24 to 70 versions. So we're going to test ours and see how it looks. Taps through. So I'm just using the little joystick here to change the position of the focus. So now you're going to use the leading line and the reflection here, and I'm just going to see how that looks. Using the reflection here, that was the first time that I actually noticed the difference between 20 and 24 and how much more I could get in for that frame. I'm going to show you guys right now. So this is 20mm, this is 24mm. So if we then rotate into portrait, this is 24mm and this is 20mm. So you can see the difference that makes right now. So obviously being an f4 lens, we are shooting during the day because at night it's not going to be as easy to shoot. Obviously the wider the lens, the better lookup's going to look. So I think it's cool for you guys to see as well the difference of a lookup, how much 20mm might help with a lookup versus 24. Right, we're going to get really low here. Okay, that's 20.
So I think the most noticeable thing so far is the size and the weight and the fact that you can get such a vast focal length in such a small lens. Obviously, earlier in this year, we compared it to the 24-70 Mark 1 and Mark 2, which was great to see the size and the weight difference. But using this lens out and about in London on the A7R5 has been a really great test so far to see actually how light this bad boy is. So if you take the lift up to the 6th floor, you'll come up to this amazing viewpoint of St. Paul's. So we're going to shoot a few shots right the way from 20 to 70 to test out the lens and see how it performs. But at f4, in these lighting conditions, it's going to be more than okay. So let's go. So one of the other things that I'm noticing that is really nice is just how smooth 20 to 70 is. It's a nice ring, and if I shake it, it's not moving at all. I haven't done manual focus, so I haven't really tested out the focus ring here, but it feels like most of the other Sony lenses. And being a G lens, obviously it's not a G Master, so it's not the top high-end Sony lens, but I'm really liking the build quality of it for a G lens. And yeah, as I said, that is a super nice, smooth ring from 20 to 70. So I'm also just going to shoot a few landscapes of the cityscape from up here. It's one of my favorite free viewpoints in London. So we've got some really nice light hitting St. Paul's right now. I'm going to use the leading line of double yellow lines here. I'm going to get the flip screen out on the Sony A7R5, and I'm going to be shooting between 35 and 70, obviously at f4. I would love a bike to come this props. There's like a there's like a pathway here, or like a big road. Something else I like to do is use tap focus. So it's super simple, and it just means you can change the depth and get the same shot. So you can just shoot it once, tap, shoot again, and it means you basically get 2 shots for the price of 1. So the sun is about to set, so I am going to briefly test it in low light just to see how it performs at f4. Obviously shooting in low light is something I do all the time, so I'm just going to have a little play around with it at f4 and see how much I have to push the ISO. Obviously being at f4, it's not in its prime environment, so we're going to see how they come out. We're at ISO 5000, which is pretty high for somewhere like this, and we're at 60th of a second. Now we're at 20, so 20 mil, and then let's go into 24. So yeah, quite a big difference there.
So what are my thoughts on this lens now that I've tested it out and shot with it for a couple of days? I think initially the biggest thing is the size and weight. Obviously it's far superior to these two if you're looking for something small, compact and easy. And if having an f4 lens does not bother you and you don't need 2.8, then this is a great lens. Would I buy it? I don't think with my current setup I would, because I obviously love my Mark II 2.8 24 to 70 and having those extra 4mm, although it does make quite a big difference when out and about. For me, the sacrifice of not having 2.8 is not worth it. If I was going to buy a brand new 24 to 70 but couldn't afford the f2.8 Mark II version and I wanted to buy a Mark 1 and this was brand new, I think for the price difference this is a very good lens and I would definitely consider it if I was buying something brand new for the first time. But because I already have a 24 to 70, I will definitely be sticking with this for the future. Big up for watching, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you guys in the next video very soon. I think that should be good for the outro. I think that's good.